Alrighty, and here we are. I hope that this whole thing is working. Let me see. Let's see. The headset is working. Okay, we're good. Oh, so I know I told you guys last night that I would be going to Charleston this morning. Well, I get up, I go to the bathroom, I'm using the bathroom. My mom texts me. She's like, I just got a call from somebody, and the nurse isn't going to be coming, so I have to reschedule my appointment. And, she's making excuse after excuse as to why, um, she doesn't want to go today. And more or less, it's the fact that she just didn't want to go today. And it pissed me off. And I told her, just don't worry about it and let's go. And then she has the audacity to say that I'm selfish. And it's like, we've been planning this for like weeks now. And because the fact that the nurse that was supposed to be coming to watch your mama, because the fact that your mama refuses to do anything to try and help herself, you are going to try and I forgot I had this stuff. Y'all will have to give me a little bit. You're gonna try and make everybody else miserable because of the fact that you don't want to leave her alone. Put her in the freaking wheelchair and let her sit at that house while we go and enjoy herself because she doesn't want to ever go anywhere. Okay, she refuses to pay to get her van that is quite literally built to haul her in. She doesn't want to pay to get it fixed. And it's sitting in a repair shop right now, waiting on them to figure out what the flip is wrong with it. And, it just, I don't know, guys. It just pisses me off because it's like my mom talks about how she's sick of my Nana ruining her life, but yet she continues to let her ruin her life. So it's like, no, you're not. You're continuously letting it happen, so you're obviously not that upset about it as you say that you are. And it just pisses me off because it's like, you keep saying these things, you keep saying that you're upset that she keeps ruining your life, but are you really? Because you don't seem like it because you continuously let her. But yet, when I mention it, I'm labeled as selfish and all these things, and it's like, how am I selfish for calling you out? But of course, I keep forgetting I'm not allowed to call her out on things like that. I'm just supposed to sit there and let my Nana ruin my life as well and just take it. Because what my mom doesn't seem to understand is, while yes, it's not directly affecting me by my Nana being, not able to walk or anything, my mom is no longer at the house anymore, ever. Like, I'm not even joking with you guys. She's never at home. Yesterday, she was at home from like, I want to say like, probably like maybe 2:30 to like 4 o'clock, and then she had to leave and go check on Nana again. Because precious Nana means more to her than her own children right now. And oh, cool. Lights. That's nice. It just, I know I sound like extremely selfish when I'm saying this stuff, guys, but you guys honestly haven't had to deal with the same stuff that I've had to deal with the past few months. And it is honestly, it makes me honestly want to take something and bash my Nana's head in just to say, oh, well, she's dead now. Can we please have a family again? Because there's no family in this family anymore. Trying to find my way to the boiler room, and it's very annoying because there's no actual way. That's a door. Look, a door! Now, I know there's like a lamp or something to turn lights on in here. I think it's up here. Yeah. Right here. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to teleport in there. Yeah, that's actually something that I couldn't ever understand because... So you got this area here, which is the breakers, which has its own light switch, as you can see. It's got its own electric room light. Yeah, that's cool. And then you have this room, which is the equipment room light, right? And you see there's no door to leave. So this is like the engine room area. And then you have like this, like, activate bilge pumps and stuff. So you have this area here, right? And then you have the boilers, which the boilers are actually really easy to fire up. You know, just do this, do that. Then we're ready to go, right? But, I don't know, guys. It just... You've got to be kidding me. I hate this game. What's in here? Oh, it's like in the cargo hold, isn't it? I'm willing to bet that it's in the cargo hold. Okay, where is this at? Crew quarters. Okay, I'm gonna have to find the crew quarters door right quick so that I can figure out where I need to go when I need to get to the... Okay, this is the mail room. There's a door right here. That's the mail room. More mail room. I'm getting lost in here, by the way. I just needed to rant about that, guys, and I know, you know, none of y'all really care, but it just aggravates the crap out of me when my own mother cares more about someone who doesn't even care about herself anymore. Like, quite literally, my Nana has had many, I'm not even joking, many chances to try and, she's had a buttload of chances to try and get better and all, right? She has not tried to at all. She is enjoying the attention. Crew dining room. Oh, that was cool. Let's make this ship as laggy as possible. There's a lounge. That's sad. Where's this at? You've got to be kidding me. Bro, that is such a ripoff. Anyway, see, here's most of the interior on this thing. This thing has a really nice interior, really detailed. Here's the rear of the vessel. And yes, before anyone asks, yes, it does have a rear staircase. Not a very big one, but a rear staircase. This thing is built like the Carpathia. It's like a smaller version of the Carpathia, I will say that. It does look very nice. I do like the idea of it being built like a smaller version of the Carpathia. I think it looks very nice like that, personally. Wait, what's down here? Oh, okay, well, that doesn't matter, because apparently I can't get a hold of it anyway. Alright, so... Aw, man, I forgot to turn on that stupid... Aw. Hold on. There is a special button, in here somewhere. Here we go. Virtual Engineer. Here we go. So that allows me to be in the bridge and not have to go all the way back down to the engine room just to activate that. So we're going to go all ahead slow. And then once the... Yep, there we go. Alright, so now we're moving. So... So, I say that this thing looks like a Carpathia because it really does. It really reminds me a lot of the Carpathia. I don't know if any of you even know what the Carpathia is. So, we're just going to look it up and look at the images. This is what the Carpathia looks like. Now, the Carpathia, the way that it was designed, as you can see, that's why I say it's a smaller version of the Carpathia, because, well, this is obviously on eBay, but this is what the, no, I don't care, I'm not buying it. This is what the Carpathia would have looked like. Now, the one thing I love about the Carpathia is the boat deck. They're all, if you pay attention, they're all on this, on like a similar deck type of situation. But the bridge was always right here, right next to the funnel, as with this one. And that's what makes me love this vessel so much, is because I always like the idea of having the bridge further back. Like, you know, a lot of people like the Titanic and stuff like that. I always look at like different things instead of just, oh look, cool, like a really awesome, here's something like this. Like, as you can see with this one, the bridge is right here, but the funnel's back here. Now, I do like this ship design, but the bridge should be back here on this ship. It just feels like it should. And then we have this. This is an older vessel, of course. Very nice, though. Very, very nice painting. But, yeah, I think this might be Mike Brady's thing right here. So here's the Carpathia, lifeboat, bridge. You can't really see it because of the background, but, for comparison, we'll grab, let's grab the Britannic here. Excuse me, that's the Aquitania in the, so with this one, obviously, you can't really, so hold on, let me grab one that's a little bit different. This one, okay. So as you can see with this one, well, this one, the bridge is up here. I don't like that. I like the Carpathia's design better. And then we have this one, where the bridge is, well, you have to flip up yonder. But for those of you who don't know the history of the Carpathia, this is it now. Well, this is it in, not long after it sunk. So those of you who don't know the story of Carpathia, on the night of April 14th, 1912, Titanic strikes the iceberg. A White Star Line vessel is off in the distance. They do not answer. They do not answer the wireless radio. They do not answer the distress rockets. Because the fact that the Titanic, everybody in White Star Line had heard that the Titanic was labeled as unsinkable. And I have watched both of the Titanic movies. The new one, which is the romantic one, and I think the one the older one was called A Night to Remember or something like that. And in The Night to Remember, it actually goes into further detail with a lot of stuff. And one of the interesting details is it goes to the captain of this other White Star Line vessel, and they see the distress rockets, and they're like, why are they firing those off? And it obviously never dawned on them that obviously Titanic was trying to signal them to come over and help. And you know these idiots had to see the lights on the ship slowly fade away and then disappear. So they should have obviously known that something was going on, but they never did go over and help. But, so, to make a long story short, that vessel didn't help. CQD, SOS, or no, I think it was SOS, CQD, SOS, or something like that. It was one of those two. Yeah, I know one of them got used twice. And the coordinates were sent out where the Titanic was. Well, for those of you who don't know, the Carpathia is a twin-screw, single-funnel, cargo passenger vessel, kind of like this one. Built by Cunard because the fact Cunard was having a lot of issues with, they were having a lot of issues with trading and things. So they built a vessel that could not only haul passengers, which funny thing is, it did not have a first class. It had second and third, but it did not have first. So that was one of the things I loved about Cunard on that vessel. I always thought that was a really cool detail. Or it was either it had first and second and it didn't have third. It was one of those two. Pretty sure it was the second and third class and then whatever. But anyway, but so Carpathia radios Titanic back and they're like, well, our ship isn't very fast. We can be there in 4 hours. Thomas Andrews had already told Captain Smith that the ship would sink in 2 hours. So, if you ever watched the Titanic movie, the newer one, when Captain Smith heard this, he kind of screams in surprise. He's like, 4 hours? Because of the fact that he knew that the ship was going down in 2. Even with watertight compartments sealed and everything, the Titanic went down in 2 hours. The Carpathia raced to the rescue. And then years later, during World War I, it was torpedoed. And if I remember correctly, it ate like 2 torpedoes and sunk. And it was honestly, a lot of people got very upset about it because of the fact they figured it as a tragedy. Because everybody saw the Carpathia as Titanic's hero. So needless to say, when it happened, people were stunned, like they were with Titanic. You know, people were surprised that the Titanic had sunk. It was just a surprise to them, or the Carpathia had sunk, because the fact that it had saved so many vessels, or it had saved the Titanic's passengers, and it was just a very big surprise for them. But I've always loved the story of Carpathia and how it came into existence and what it did in its career and things like that. It's an interesting story. It honestly is. It's a very beautiful vessel, too. I love the red funnel. I don't know if it's red, though. I think it's more of a deep orange. I don't know. All ahead full. Alright, here we go. So we're going to test this bad boy in waves. So as you can see, we have engine overheating is on. That means the ship can explode. Infinite electricity is on, so that'll be interesting. Alright, so we're going to turn the waves up to like 25 so that I can figure out about where I need to put the waves at. So they're at an angle right now. Alright, so that's about where we need them, right? Yeah. And we'll turn into them. There we go. Alright, now we're testing this bad boy out, so put it up to 50% waves. Now you gotta think about something too. Like, the Carpathia was designed like years before. Like, the Carpathia was so old that it was designed in a time where it still mounted sails. Like, they still had sails on it. It was an old vessel. Like, it was a very old vessel. But even though it probably should have been, you know, put to rest, you know, just scrapped or whatever, Cunard kept it and kept using it until it was unfortunately sunk. And I think they ended up naming another vessel the Carpathia. I could be wrong about that. But I just find the whole story of the Carpathia really interesting. I do have a, there is a video somewhere of a list of vessels that Cunard had. And there's actually a story, and it kind of made me, like, I love Cunard, whatever. I've always loved them. They're a really beautiful shipbuilder. But I also like some White Star Line vessels as well. They made some really decent ones too. But like the Britannic, not the newer one. There was one that was built way before the Britannic that sunk was built, and that one's my favorite. It's, if I remember correctly, it's a twin funnel. It's a very old vessel. Again, it was a vessel that hauled sails as well, very old ship. Very, very beautiful too. But, there's a story that I can't remember what the other ship line was. But, it's actually a really interesting story because, according to what I understand, this ship stranded, or no, it either stranded or hit, no, it hit like a small vessel, and it started sinking, and this is like during the paddle steamer days, so, you know, it's a very small vessel, and so what ends up happening is Cunard, one of their vessels, is actually like I think I can't remember how the story actually goes. I know that they hit a vessel, and then one of the Cunard vessels is actually going by, and they see what's going on, and instead of stopping to help, they keep going. Hello, how are you? It's and it's one of the reasons why, like, I like Cunard, but at the same time, like, you're so bent on, you know, destroying your competition that you're quite literally going to kill people to do it. Like, what the world, you know? Like, these people, you know. Alright, well, I have a special treat for the, yes, there is an electric clutch. So, I turned that on because the fact it takes time to build the steam pressure, so. Alright, you have a good guy. Very good day, random guy. As soon as this builds up pressure, alright, we're building pressure now, so we can seal that off. Alright. Yep, we're going. Alright. But, I like the fact that people are building these vessels in Stormworks. Like, I love the fact that we have people building these, like, older vessels. Like, this is like I wouldn't say like it's an old vessel, but it's definitely something that the British probably came up with during World War One. If it was ever actually created, that is. But, yeah. Also, nah, I'm not doing a career mode in this because I can't build worth of crap. That's one of the biggest issues that I have. Um, if I could build worth of crap, I'd probably build me something, but I can't build worth of crap, so like I thought about doing a rogue mode at one point, but one of the biggest issues I have with rogue mode is it doesn't have third person, so that bothers the crap out of me. Um, and stuff like that. But, you know, if I could ever get into building things in rogue mode, I could probably do a rogue mode campaign. I thought about doing a career mode campaign. Um, and just like getting like a really good you know, starting from scratch type of situation and trying to build like a functional boat, something that I built myself that I could use. I might actually do that. I don't know. We'll see. But first, I gotta find... There she is. She's loading in now. There she blows. Take her down. Take her down. Dive, dive, dive. Aruga, Aruga. Oh. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, the way that you have to work this thing is really weird. So you have to fold the funnel, which is what I just did. You have to turn off that clutch. You have to turn on this clutch. Then you have to flood the ballast, and then you have to dive it. Which I'm just going to let this thing kind of do its own thing right now, because I want to see how long it actually takes to flood the ballast in this vessel. I also need to go flood forward torpedo tubes, because that's where I'm going to be using... Yep, and we have the torpedo tubes. So open outer door. And yes, this boat only has, like, I think 2 torpedo tubes, so... It's not a very big vessel, but for what it is, it's a really decent vessel. Hello, train guy, how are you? Take us down. Alright, we're going to take us down to about 15. There we go, about 15 right there. Turn off all the lights except for the interior. That's one of the things that always gives me away, apparently. Alright, so we're flooding ballast, so we're good there. My torpedoes are slowly flooding, so we should be ready soon. What's all of this? Oh, we have a draining compartments button. That's nice. Alright, we're ready to fire. Fire 1. Fire 2. Close that watertight compartment. And close that watertight compartment. There we go. Alright, so now we are going to wait for the explosions that's going to happen. I can't complain. It wouldn't do me any good. And I'm going to bring this sucker to surface. Because I want to be on board the... I want to be on board the ship when it sinks, so... Or when it explodes, whichever one happens first. Oh, it just hit, so I'm going to go with that's going to happen first. Okay, so how fast is she moving? Oh, she stopped moving. Why'd she stop moving? Oh, never mind. I know why. So with these modded vessels like this, alright, so what's the damage? Uh-oh. I had to get down below. Get down below, get down below, get down below. Blah, 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 blah. Oh. Which one was it? Which one was it? This one, I think. This one, maybe. Crew only, yes. Thank God I found it. Alright, go, 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 go. Watertight compartments are very much not good right now. Oh no. Where are we flooding at? Forward compartments. Dear God, that's in the forward section. Ah! Oh wait, I think it automatically sealed itself. No, it did not. No, I keep forgetting with this boat, it's really weird. So, like, you have that compartment, and then you have to go through the crew quarters, through this area. And then you have to run through here, go under here, open the door, get out of the way of the door, move this way. I can already see water, so that's not good. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Yes, this is the issue. This is the issue right here. We're already sinking. Where's the staircase? Where's the... Oh, no. Oh, dear God. It's bad. It's horrible. Oh, no. I don't even know a way to get down there. Like, oh, dear God. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, okay. Okay. Crank. Torque crank. Seal the watertight compartments! Look at that. I sealed it. Look at that. Ain't that cool? I thought that's cool. There's no pumps in here, though, so, like, this is completely flooded now. Wait, hold on. No, there's bilge pumps right here. There we go. Oh, never mind. So there's an access to that area. Okay, that's cool. Well, see, we would have flooded had I not acted quickly, so there we go. Yeah, I know. I'm doing this mainly because of the fact I know that people have to go to school today. So, I didn't do a War Thunder stream because of the fact I know how much people love to watch me suffer in War Thunder, so... Alright, so what's the damage looking like forward? We are trimming forward for sure, yeah. That forward section's flooded by now. Yeah, that whole forward section's flooded. Alright, where's the sub? The sub went backwards. Okay, you go grab the sub. I'm gonna say the sub's a little upset because of the fact that he didn't win, so... Let me go and undo that. There we go. Let me go reload these torpedoes, so open outer doors. Or inner doors, excuse me. Shove these in there. And while that's doing that, I will turn the vessel. You know what's sad? That boat started flooding very quickly. But one of the cool things about that ship, one of the things I find interesting about it, it isn't the fact that it has watertight compartments. It's the fact that the watertight compartments are like manually sealed. So you have to have multiplayer. You have to have multiplayer working in that vessel. So I think when I use that vessel again, I'll get a few people on it, and the goal is going to be for y'all to not only seal the compartments but try to fix them as well. But if you can't fix them, then just leaving them and hoping that you can, like, whatever, you know. Alright, so we've got that, so close those doors, disconnect those, and flood the outer compartments. Get her working. Alright, there we go. So we're now flooding those torpedo tubes. And I need to go turn the ship, because the ship is currently heading towards a bridge. So we're going to turn it that way. How fast are we going anyway? Like, I don't think it tells you. Oh, 17 knots. That's not actually that bad for a vessel this big. It looks like just since I left, the sinking got worse. Those compartments are sealed, though, so, like, the bilge pumps are working. But the issue is, I need to get down there in order to activate those bilge pumps. So, that's going to be interesting. So, I'm going to try and do that, like, right now, and see if I can get down there to activate those bilge pumps. Wish me luck. Here we go. Alright, I'm underwater. I'm under the water. Alright, here we go. There you are. Please tell me. Okay, activate bilge pumps. Here we go. Okay, so those are now working, and then... See, that's the issue. This one's bilge pumps got knocked out, so this one probably won't work. But... And the crank got messed up, too, so, like, even if I wanted to save this one, I really can't. Alright, so... I think now, yeah, the ship is now basically at a perfect angle for this thing to hit it, so... Come on! Stop with the moon physics, come on! Alright, torpedoes are flooded, fire. Oh, that's never good. That tells me that one of my torpedo tubes just freaking blew up, didn't it? Yep. I love when that happens, I really do. Because now I have to seal this compartment off. Okay, so we got like 3 torpedoes on the way because the other one detonated for no reason. I love this game and its unrealistic stuff sometimes. Alright, so we're gonna say that we're just, you know, captaining, we're trying to make it to island. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, that's not good. We're still sinking. So even with those compartments sealed, you still sink. Like this... Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's the engine room. Oh, that'll level things out, I guess. I don't think those other 2 are gonna actually hit anything because the fact I launched them from the side, so they're just probably gonna lock onto something random and hit something random. So now I have to run down to the rear section of the vessel to hit this thing so that it doesn't flood. Because that was the... Alright, what got hit? Because I know something got hit because yep, there it is. Seal the compartment! No, don't reverse it. Torque crank that sucker. Whew! Alright, let's get some bilge pumps active on here. There we go, okay. So I think as long as this area stays okay, I think we shouldn't flood too much to not be able to continue on. We just need to, hope and pray that the ship holds up on us, because now it's been hit in 2 different sides. And, as you can see... Oh, look, one of the torpedoes exploded all the way over there. As you can see, the ship isn't doing too well. Yeah, whatever. You can have the West. The West is completely screwed right now. So full. The West right now is so filled with like brain dead morons. It's just, it blows my mind. You know, I do have that smaller vessel that's like this that I could spawn in, and we could quote unquote rescue the survivors of this vessel. Does this not work anymore? Okay, there it goes. Alright, so how bad is it gonna sink once we go to all stop? Holy crap, it just drops! Alright, so I had a hope that by the time I get back, the boat ain't floundered. You can try. I will have you know, Mr. Spherical. When they say the South will rise again, they're not joking. Let's be honest, alright? People say the words, oh yeah, the South will rise again, but, like, the South won't rise again because the fact the last time that we rose, it didn't end well. For anybody. Especially us. Like, it legit did not end well for us. But I honestly think if we get pushed enough, I believe that the South would rise again. But not in the way that people say. Like, when people hear, oh, the South is going to rise again, they just think, oh, so they're going to be, like, when people hear, okay, hold on, I gotta go turn that off. That's gonna drive me nuts. Shut up! Alright, so this is the tender. So, hold on. Let me go to the boiler room again. I need to activate that weird little button thingy, or engine room lights. I think this thing's actually activated. But, oh wow, that's a really cool way of designing that. I like that. That looks good. Okay, that door's locked, so I'm gonna go with there's nothing in there that's important. I don't know. I like the way that they have this boat design, though. I really do. So you have a mail room in here. And then you have, like, this really weird, like, area. Okay, so I can't really say what you're see what you're saying. So I can't tell if you're saying, can you join me in the South or whatever. Like, to be honest, there are so many people moving to where I live at right now, like, it makes me want to leave. Like, it's insane how many people are moving where I live at. And it's like, dude, go back to where you came from, please. There's not enough room for all of us here. And it's not like a racist thing, it's just like, there's not enough room for you here. Once this thing fires up, we can go rescue our friend. It's like a tender vessel. Bro, come on. Is that like the one thing that this guy forgot to put in here? Was one of those? Because he's got the heating solution. Oh, it's up here. Never mind. Is what we need. We're about to take off, so I gotta grab the helm. My precious. Why you're not moving? Come on. Mm. Okay, why is this thing not moving? Come on. Alright, stop. I'll head full. Come on. Dude, what is the issue? The boiler is lit. We got plenty of coal. Why? I got plenty of pressure. What? Why is there an issue here? Come on. It worked the other day perfectly fine, and now the moment that I want it to work, it doesn't move. Does it, like, require for you to go all ahead slow first? I don't know. Man. The Western world right now, like, the whole, like, all West is, like, completely, like, brain farts just everywhere. Like, I have never seen so many people have so many brain farts, but let me tell you, these people right now, they're having some of the biggest brain farts I've ever seen. Like, you know, like, over in the West right now, they're talking about, like, pro-abortion or not pro-abortion, right? Which, you know, everybody knows what abortion is at this point, I think, because of the fact that it's been hammered into our brains. But, the funny thing I find about it is, like, you'll question them and you'll be like, alright, so what is a human baby? Or what is a baby? It'll be like, oh, it's a human being. It's like, okay, so why do you want to kill a human baby? And then, like, they get all confused and they're like, oh, that's not a human baby. And it's like, what? Excuse me? The flip do you call that then? You call it a gargantuan or something? That what we call them now? Ignition. Ignition. I think these actually turn on their own, but if I remember correctly. Yeah, there was an ignition in here. Oh well. Yeah, we got what multiplayer lighting. I'll just do that. There we go. Once we get moving, we'll be fine. But it's like, I'm confused because the fact that, like, they're confused. Because it's like, how can you be confused over what a human baby is? And, like, they make the argument that, like, a human baby or a fetus is not alive, so it doesn't get, you can't murder it. And it's like, what? And, like, as Charlie Kirk, which is somebody I follow and I completely agree with and I completely understand, he's tried to explain it to them and he's, like, completely given up on it, I think, at this point. He'll, like, tell them, he's like, you know, everything about you happens at conception. And it's like, yes, of course, duh. So, as weird as I am, you know, that happened to me because of the fact that you know, my parents had me. And I do not hate my parents. And, you know, that's one of the things that gets me with emo kids. It's like, I hate my kid. I hate my parents. They had me without my permission. What were they supposed to do? Knock on her belly and be like, hey, do you want to be had or not? Kick once for yes, twice for no. Like, it's so stupid how these idiots work. And it's like, it's insane. It really is. Like, these people are insane. And the bad thing is, they don't know that they're insane. That's the bad part. But, yeah. Anyway, changing the subject. I was supposed to go to Charleston today, but, due to the fact that, one, I don't believe my mom wanted to go to begin with, and two, because of the fact that a nurse gave her an excuse not to go, we didn't go. So I'm a little pissed off about that, and I'm letting my mom know by ignoring the crap out of her. Like, she has sent me several messages, pictures and stuff, and I've just cleared them off. I haven't even bothered to answer. Like, she pissed me off that bad. Like, because I was all excited to go. Like, I couldn't even sleep. Um, I couldn't really sleep. I got up at like 6:30, and I tried to go back to sleep, and it was just a constant turning, and I eventually fell back to sleep for like 15 minutes. And it was like, I finally gave up trying to sleep, and I got up, and my alarm went off not long after, and I'm like, okay, cool, let me go to the bathroom, and I'm gonna go and get everybody ready to go. And then here my mom texts, she's like, hey, I got some bad news. The nurse that was supposed to come and watch your Nana, uh, isn't coming, blah, 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 blah. And basically, it was more or less she just didn't want to go, and she was going to let this nurse not being able to watch my Nana be the excuse that she used as for us not going. And it pissed me off, and I let her know so. And I don't care if it upsets her or not, because it's like this, you say that we're going to do something, then we need to do it. We don't need to, keep on waiting and waiting and waiting to do it. Because she's already pissed me off because of the fact that, she's already made me mad because of the fact that I wanted to go to the USS Yorktown, and I was going to take pictures for you guys so that I could, post them so that you guys could get an idea on why I love the USS Laffey and everything so much. And then she changes it up, and she's like, oh yeah, we're not going to the Yorktown, we're going to some aquarium. And it's like, great, I get to look at fish. Great. So we were going to do that instead. Yippee. And because of the fact that I knew she wanted to spend time with the family, I didn't say anything. And then she just goes and cancels the whole thing. And it's like, why do you even bother to try and spend time with us when you don't actually plan on spending time with us? And that's what upsets me the most, is the fact that she says that she wants to spend time with us, but in all actuality, I don't really think she does. Oh man, look at that thing. It's like very, very bad. Swing out the lifeboats. We're gonna need them. You know what would make this thing even more interesting is if I brought out that submarine and sailed over to these guys and blew them both up. I might do that just for funny. Because I know this thing has a scuttle button of its own. So these doors open and it just kind of sinks itself, which is actually really cool. So what we're going to do, since we know that there's submarines in the water, we're going to go on ahead and close the watertight compartments so that we're ready for that if it happens. There's also a scuttle button over here, which is interesting. It's actually really interesting how this thing sinks too. So it starts at the front, starts sinking like bow first, and then another door opens, and then this door over here opens, and then it's like, oh wow, so you're just going to sink us to death, and it's like, cool. The White Star Line sent out a vessel to help. I don't know why, but it did. This thing honestly looks like a small, like, passenger liner. It looks like something that White Star Line was like, you know what, we're going to make an exclusive vessel that's just for first-class people. And honestly, I don't see where that's a bad idea, like making vessels that were exclusively for a single class. Like a small, cheap vessel. So like for first class, obviously you could pile on like a buttload of first class people and you could make like a buttload of money off of it because they're paying like really expensive prices for their rooms. And then, you know, make a bigger vessel for second class, charge them a little less, but you're piling in more people. And then third class, of course, everybody knows how they did them. And I honestly don't like the way that they did third class. Third class, I still say, got treated the worst when it came to the Titanic situation. Because if anybody pays attention to any of the Titanic movies and stuff, and even if you read statistics, and they did a head count and everything after everything happened, more first class people died, or no, more third class people died than in any other class in the vessel. And it's like, because of the fact that they were quite literally, and they highlight it here on, they highlight it on the Titanic movie, the newer one. One of the things that they decided was a good idea was they were like, okay, let's lock these guys down at the lower areas of the deck and just make it completely impossible for them to do anything. And we're going to basically just lock them down there. The thing that gets me is first class was quite literally probably the safest class on the ship until the ship started sinking really bad. But the thing was, they didn't have enough they didn't have enough lifeboats for everybody, so they were trying to put the more important people on the ships first. And that's where they really, in my opinion, that's where they really played their favorites, was the fact that they were like, oh yeah, let's just and it's like, you know, dude, how could you, like, do such a horrible thing, you know? Also, I think my ship ran out of coal, but whatever. Alright, we're gonna stop the ship here now. Wait, is this underwater? Oh, it is! When did this start flooding? When did any of this start flooding? Dude, we have... Bro, chill! Okay, that's actually something going on inside of the vessel. That's not actually me. That's not me at all. Okay, so we need to... Did it extinguish the firebox with the water? I think it honestly did. So that's what happened. The fire got extinguished by, Okay, so the bilge pumps are working. So... hopefully... the water will be pumped out and the engines will start working again. Alright, so... I'm gonna go grab the quote-unquote submarine, and we're gonna see if we can't solve the problem. Boy. We do have rescue helicopters, but the area that I'm trying to kind of portray that this is at, you wouldn't have helicopters, so... You'd have submarines, though. Like, that would completely be something that you'd have. Right, interior, there you are. So we're gonna go electric engine clutch first. While the thing gets heated up, obviously. Because once the steam flow and everything goes, we're good. I love the fact that on this submarine, you have like these stairs on the side. So like it's almost like they were planning on having something going on. Alright, so... Alright, we got steam pressure, so... There we go. Head towards the danger, or more or less their danger, because it's going to be dangerous for them. Not us, obviously, duh. Open outer door. I need to figure out about where I need to get in order to keep the funnel raised. Down periscope. Down periscope. Keep coming. Alright, so I'm gonna start kind of diving the vessel a little bit. Air vents open. That's fine. We just gotta be careful and make sure that we don't flood those then. We just have to be very, very careful. Because we don't want to flood the air vents. So right around there, I think. Yeah, right around there is good. So right there is perfect. And to help us, we'll flood the ballast. It'll help us keep moving, guys, I promise. It'll keep us moving fast and other things as well. It'll help the torpedoes fire. We'll put it that way. How about that? So one of the things I've noticed is if you're using the diesel engines, for some reason, things happen. So once we get close, we'll do what we have to do, I guess. So we are going a whole 21 knots at a whole massive speed. I do love the fact that you do have like this really cool bridge, though. That's awesome. I love that. I honestly wish that we had more stuff like that on modern ships. Like I know the Russians, I think they still have them on some of their vessels, but not all of them. Like I know some of their submarines have them or had them, which was really cool, I thought. Could you imagine if like this was all you saw creeping up on you? Like steam billowing out, a single cannon, and then like this weird looking thing in the front that looks like a bridge. And you're like, huh, that kind of looks like a ship. Uh-oh. Honey, we're home! Alright, switch to the electric motors. Fold that stuff down so we can get to a decent depth. And go on ahead and dive us. Take us down. Why is my game froze? It's never good for the game to freeze. I know why it froze though, so we're good. One of the vessels is closer than the other one, so it like took a minute to load in the other one. Alright, so here we are. We're at a decent depth, I think. We're gonna let this thing level itself out right quick. That way we're not firing torpedoes and getting ourselves blown up. The last thing we need is for that to happen. Alright, I think the forward tubes have been open this entire time, so they should be flooded by now. Yep. Alright, so fire one. Fire two. Close that one. Close that one. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go on ahead and teleport over to the small one. Because I get the feeling that's probably what's going to get hit. And when it does, I want to see it. I want to be aboard. Because I'm curious what 2 torpedoes are going to do to this thing. So we're going to say that, like, we're loading up passengers from the other vessel that's sinking. As you can see, it's sinking. And we're getting ready to depart. So, you know, we got people, like, obviously trying to keep an eye out, make sure that nothing's going to happen. It'd be funny if it hit that one over there. Just, wait, what? But no, these... Oh, shoot! It actually is going to hit that one. It just skimmed by mine. No way! They both skimmed by my vessel. They didn't even care. Bro, that is hilarious. Like, they skimmed by my ship and just went, nah, we don't... Oh, no. Oh, that's not fixable. We can close it. Hold on. Since it's broken, we can probably just close it. Yeah. Oh, nope. That made it worse. Guys, we're going down. There's no fixing it now. There's no fixing that. There is no fixing that. That is sinking. We are sinking now. This vessel is going to go down. There's nothing we can do to save that unless I can find a blowtorch somewhere. I don't think this thing carries blowtorches. And I don't think this one would either because of the fact that they weren't invented yet. Well, they were, but they weren't on mandatory on vessels and stuff. So what we're going to do... launch a flare. Yeah, she's going down. Go on, buddy. And you know what's sad? We just freaking... Yeah, the boiler room's flooded now. Yep, boiler room's gone. So now she's gonna sink, so... Let me see if I can get those 2 lifeboats to launch. I know that there's a way to, but, let's see, davit. Okay, yeah, so the davits work. So that's good. So that tells me that these probably do work. I just have to find the ropes to use with them. Yes, see, they do have ropes. So I have to find the ropes to use with them. Oh, here they are. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. And the other one has got to be over here, right? There it is. Equipped. Click. Click. Okay, so we're going to go on ahead and get these boats. Are they like attached to the deck or something? Is that like the issue there? Let's raise them and see what we can do. I think they're actually like permanently attached to the deck. Like, I think this is actually a work in progress vessel. Because like the lifeboats are definitely, they look like they can be used. It's just that they're not ready, I don't think. Alright, so, yeah, guys, I don't know what we're gonna do here, because I gotta go find... Let me go find the sub. Dude, the sub's like right there. Bro, that is menacing. Like, you don't realize how menacing that is until you actually look at it. Alright, so... Alright, so the ship is turning, so... Fire that torpedo. So that torpedo's away. And that one's probably going to hit them as well. I don't know why it's not going for the other one. Like, that's the thing that I'm bothered by. Like, why is it not going for the other one? Like, that was the whole point. We were going to sink the other one. Alright, so while that's doing that, I gotta turn the ship. I swear if my dog doesn't get his butt in here. That's gonna hit that other vessel. It's not gonna hit the one I wanted it to, but it's gonna hit one. Yep, it hit the other one. It hit the other one again. Like, it's not hitting the big one. Or it's hitting the big one, not the small one. Like, that's what's aggravating me. Like, the small one's already sinking. Why are you hitting it? Abusive father. Bro, I think that one actually blew something up because it's, like, staticky over there. No, wait, never mind. That's that thing. I actually think that actually caused it to sink fast because I don't see most of the black anymore on the side of it. Dude, I have to admit that this is a really cool vessel. I'm gonna do this again, but this time... Yeah, look at that. Look at that, guys. So the lifeboat got blew up, and it disappeared. And it, look, oh, so there is something keeping it on. So we have to detach that. That's all we have to do. So once we do that, we can raise it. Freaking... God. Okay, so there's the other one. Bro. Alright, just tighten the freaking ropes, please. Oh, dear God. Never mind, she's going down. And she's going down hard, too. Seal the captain quarters. These aren't actually the captain's quarters, but I think you guys know what I mean. Yeah, this thing took a beating. Look at that. It took a beating to sink this thing. Oh, this one lost a lifeboat too. That seems to be like one of the things that it does now. Is like, for some reason, like whenever you get hit with a torpedo, alright, well, we're ready to go now, so we're going to whip it around. Although that vessel might actually sink without any help. I don't know, we'll see. The big one did. We're going to reset this, though. I'm going to fire up the vessel. And I actually want to find the pier that we had, because there was like a really cool pier at one point that they had for the multiplayer island. Not the multiplayer island, the one that Komodo uses all the time in his videos. They have one for that, and it's like a really, really cool thing. I want to use that for that. And what we're going to say is we're loading up troops, and we're trying to save lives or something like that. And, you know, I think it'll work really well personally, but we'll see. Once I finally get this vessel to turn. Just kidding. Clear that one. Reset this one. We're gonna reset the whole thing. I'm gonna see if that tender loads or not. Because for some reason, the tender doesn't like loading. Right, so let's look at it. Okay, so here's that. So the tender did not like to move. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, because I couldn't tell you why. But for those of you who are wondering, these two vessels here, Iron Chad or Ironclad, I think it's Iron Chad. He is. I asked him to make me a vessel like this with the engines and the guns working, and he said he was. So when he does that, we will be checking that out. We will make a whole video on him, us checking out the vessel that he made for me. This right here is one of the ones that he made, but it's not the one that I asked him to make. I'm gonna call it. I don't want to say that like I paid for it because I didn't, but I did ask him to make it, and he said he would. So I want to give a shout out to him for doing that for me. It does mean a lot to have someone actually get back to you and say, "Oh yeah, sure, no problem, dude." And that's actually what he did. He basically said just that. Yeah, sure, no problem. So that was actually really cool of him. Really, really chill dude. Really, really chill content creator. He's been making for as long as I can remember. He's been making Stormworks stuff. Not a lot, nothing too crazy or anything, but like decent stuff, All right, so I'm gonna fire up the submarine, get it ready to go. Get the boiler lit up and everything. We're gonna do this in high seas, by the way. We're gonna do like the full shebang. Alright, so light the boiler, get it lit up. So we're gonna say that this is ready to go, I think. Yep, she's lit, she's ready to go. I need to keep an eye on that gauge to make sure that everything is good to go. Once the boiler pressure gets up, I'll go on ahead and do my thing, because what I want to do is I want to intercept the enemy naval vessels. Eventually, guys, I do plan on grabbing some multiplayer and doing this. I want you guys to know that pretty soon, we will be reaching a year since I started the channel. So there are plans for me to do something about that. I don't know what I'm planning on doing yet, so don't ask. I don't know yet what I'm planning on doing. That's still in the works, actually, believe it or not. I'm still trying to figure that out on my own, for myself. I know that I want to play a game, obviously, but I don't want to play War Thunder because of the fact we play War Thunder on the main channel, like, way too much as it is. So I feel like playing something different would do us a little bit of good. Just because of the fact it'll give people the opportunity to see that I play something other than War Thunder all the time. And plus, I haven't played... I know you guys remember when I did that one subscriber special, because of the fact I hit that certain subscriber hit milestone. I don't remember what it was. I celebrated using I celebrated it by doing a subscriber special. But it wasn't really a subscriber special, so to say. It was more of a, hey, let's do this. And more or less what it was basically me and you guys. Also, I'm going to go on ahead and get these lifeboats ready to go, because I want them to be ready to go. When the time comes, because the last thing I want is for us to be sinking and me trying to hook these suckers up, Be awful weird, like, oh, yeah, Captain, the ship is sinking. Oh, well, go over there and attach those ropes to that shockingly high... Oh my lord, why is this so difficult? There we go. The shockingly high, see, these ones here, these ones are the ones that kind of aggravate me a little bit, because as you can see... Oh, there is a button to release the boat. It's just on the other side, isn't it? Is it on the other side with this one too? It is. Okay, so that'll help out a lot when we get sinking. So, I think those are just going to be for me to chunk around. But for now, I think, honestly, I don't know what exactly I want to do. For those of you who are wondering, like, what are you planning on doing for your, like, your 1 year milestone? I don't know. I honestly, guys, I don't know what I plan on doing. I've had many ideas thrown at me, more or less. But, like, I do already do a lot of, like I said, I do a lot of Stormworks, or not Stormworks, but I do a lot of War Thunder as it is. So I don't want to do that constantly, right? But at the same time, you know, it'll be no different than most of the other times that I've done them, so... Alright, so we are good to go, I think. What is this? Generator? Oh, I don't know. But there we are. I think we've got most of the lights on now. I think there's... Nope, we got that one too. Okay, so... Once we get hit with the torpedoes, we will do what we have to do in order to survive. But, I don't like the idea of this being the way that you have to get over here. But if it works, I guess. Cattle hold lights. Okay. Let me turn on all the lights down here so that, which one was the lights? Alright. Forward cargo hold 2 lights. There we go. And then we have the forward cargo hold 1 lights. There we go. And then, of course, we have the forwardmost of the section of the vessel, which is the forward mailroom 1 lights. So this is a mailroom, apparently. Really weird spot to store mail, but whatever. But, I will say this, I do want to do something special. Because, you know, I'm sure you guys get sick of doing the same old thing over and over again, too. But, I did do a lot with the, I did do quite a bit yesterday with the, I had a lot of fun yesterday with the AA versus planes with the new vessels. I had a lot of fun with that, and I hope you guys did too. It was very fun. I had a lot of fun with that. Alright, let's get all ahead slow. Actually, let's hold off on that. Let's get this one going first. And the reason I say that is because this one's a little bit more difficult to get going. And this thing, I don't know. I think this thing you have to manually close the bulkhead, so I'll go on ahead and do that so that this one I don't have to really worry about. Alright, so let me go down below right quick. Alright, here we go. Was those lights? Yep. Okay. So I'll manually close these bulkhead doors so that they're not, you know. Alright, so, you know, they're pretty easy to get a hold of. Alright, so now we'll grab the big boat and get it moving. I'll head flank speed. Here we go. Ella Miguel. But I'm just trying to figure out like what I want to do for the multiplayer or for the subscriber special, and it's really difficult trying to figure out something when you don't really know, you know? So we got a small little convoy going on over here. I honestly hope that the creator does work on the lifeboats a little bit on this vessel. Oh, here we go with this. Alright, hold on. Go. Oh, wait, no one cares. Here we go. So, yeah, this thing is not at all fast. 20 knots, it's faster than it seems, we'll put it that way. But, I have not... I've tried thinking about games that pretty much everybody has, and I don't really have a lot of... I don't have a lot of ideas, guys, because, like... The only game that I know that a lot of people have is War Thunder, and I don't want to continuously keep on playing War Thunder for the rest of my life, you know? Also, high seas time. Actually, no, hold on. I gotta use it to adjust. Alright, so... that's the wrong way, so we want to go this way. Alright, so... okay, so we don't want it doing that, so put it back at like 50. And that's to the side, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so we don't want the side, we want... oh well, we'll just turn the vessels. That'll work, yeah. Turn the vessels to go this way, because we're going to need them to go this way anyway. Because I know for a fact if we turn them to go the other way, it's going to be a pain. Well, we're going to say that they're trying to run away or something, I don't know. And then we'll grab this one, which is my favorite. It seems to be taking all of the pain and suffering. And we're going to turn it to do the same thing. See, this is going to be what's going to make it interesting, is the screening portion of it. Because this thing kind of feels like it's screening for the bigger vessel. I could grab like the hospital variants and stuff like this to the... because I have the hospital variants and stuff to this vessel that I could hook up. Alright, so we're going to turn the wind off for now, okay? And we're going to go back to this submarine. I don't really like messing with Roblox too much, if I'm being honest. Like, Roblox is fun, don't get me wrong, but there's not, like, a lot of games that I enjoy playing, and that's the biggest issue that I have. And plus, Roblox is more or less for younger kids, and my days of being a younger kid are kind of over, so. But, win time. This is going to be a pain in my rear end trying to use a submarine in this condition, but whatever. Dear God, did y'all see that? Here's a test. Can the submarine survive heavy waves? Dear God. The whole rear end just went. We'll turn that off for now, and we'll turn on the time duration and all that stuff. Matter of fact, why don't we just let the weather do its own thing? That way it's not going crazy on me. Whee! I've never been able to figure out what the klaxon is. Like, it's a button, but I don't know what it does. He's cutting through the waves pretty good now. So our mission... Oh, no tornado. Bad tornado. Our mission is, there are 2 enemy, quote-unquote, ships that have departed, and the enemy, quote-unquote, they are all trying to deliver troops to some unknown... Hold on. Do I have the other map on here? Yeah. So we're going to say they're trying to deliver troops down here. There's an ongoing war down here somewhere. And they're trying to deliver troops down here. So our job is to stop them. We have departed from our submarine base, quotation marks, and we are to stop them. That is our job. So once we spot them, we have to dive as quickly as possible, ready our torpedo tubes, and sink them. So their last known position was coming out of Terminal Spy Cakes. We have a spy over there. That's how we know this. Yes, totally. Alright, see you, Miguel. Have a good one. But, I was asking, and I never did get an answer earlier. Would you guys want to see, if I decided to do it, would you guys want to see me try and do a career mode? And what I mean by that is it would mean that I'd have third person, I'd have like a weird tech tree that I'd have to use, and all that good stuff. And I'd have to try and figure out how to use the tech tree. I could try to do the rogue mode, but in the rogue mode, I don't have third person. I'd have to learn how to build my own ships and stuff, and it's more or less a money-based thing rather than anything else. I honestly wish that they would add a mode that's like rogue mode, but you have a third-person camera. I honestly do. Like, that would be cool. I might actually do something like that if you guys want me to. Alright, so they were pretty decently far out. Yeah, because I'm right around where I left them. So, once we spot them, we have to kill all lights, and we have to dive and fire. Now, I did turn on all their lights because naval vessels of that size, they need all their lights to survive. So, as you can see, it is 1-06-2032. You know, it's funny because in a few years, well, in about 7 years, it'll be 2032. And I'll be an old fart. And I'll be 27 years old. I wonder if I'll be doing YouTube in 7 years. I don't know. We'll see. It depends on how well War Thunder goes, to be honest. One day I might wake up and just go, why am I still doing YouTube? You know, nobody watches my stuff. But see, I couldn't bring myself to do that to you guys. Alright, there's one vessel. Rig for silent running. Dive, dive, dive. Oh, anyway. Wrong button. Put it about 15. That's where I've been sitting it. Go open the forward torpedo tubes. Flood those suckers, get them ready to go. Why do I keep closing that door? That's like a bad habit, I feel like. We do have the side torpedoes too if we need them. Alright, the other one has not spawned in yet, so that tells me that it is a little bit farther out than I thought it was. But with us closing the distance, we'll have it soon, don't worry. From what I understand, periscope depth is about 8 to 9, so let's bring ourselves up to about 8 or 9 so we can get a good look at what we're looking at here. Alright, zoom. Where's the zoom on this thing? There's no zoom on the periscope, which is sad. It's actually a very calm night. Look at it, it's really nice. There's the bigger boat. Alright, let's take her down. Take her down to about 10. So we can fire and forget, I guess. Yeah, the periscope says that it's about 8 or 9, but yet it takes you to, like, go down to, like, 12 or 11 in order for it to actually sink back down, so close enough. Alright, so once we get to my set depth, I will gladly fire away. Because the torpedoes are ready, so I'm only going to fire one because I think it should only take about one to sink the enemy vessel. So I can't see anything on my ship right now. So I'm going to turn on navigational lights. Let's turn on deck lights instead. That should help. Yeah, there we go. I can see my vessel now. Uh-oh. Guys, my game froze. Guys, my game froze. I'm not even joking. I think my mouse died. Oh no, something weird happened. I don't know what happened there. Alright, so we're at a level position, so here we go. Wish me luck, boys. Fire one. Eins, los. Flood that torpedo. Yeah, the worst part about it is you can't really see the other vessel. It's like really creepy. Fire the other one. Just for good measure. Close that outer door. Alright, let's bring ourselves back to surface here. They're unarmed, so it doesn't really matter if we surface or not, so... Bring our nav lights up. Dude, this thing is not illuminated at all at night. Look at this. This thing is, like, not illuminated at all at night. Alright, let me go upstairs, see what we can look at. It'd be great if I had night vision goggles, but all we have is those, like, really bad ones. Alright, let me see if I can run over here. Dude, that torpedo has such a far way to travel. Look at that. Where's the other one? I don't even see the other one. The other one, I turned all the lights on, so I don't understand why... Oh god, I hope it didn't run out of battery or something. Hold on. Oh, there's that. That's just great. Where's the other one? Where is the other one? Bro, I can't see squat. Where'd the other one go? Bro, did the other one sink? Or did it spontaneously come... Oh, well, we're done. They just hit us in the rear, so we have no turning. Okay, hold on. We gotta figure out where the other one went, because it's gone. Like, I don't know where it's at. Like, it says that it's here, but it's not. Like, y'all see that, right? It's not here. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna retry something. Alright, so we're gonna do this. And then I have a few other vessels that I want to put into this setup. So I have a few vessels just like that one that I used to have, and I labeled them as hospital ships because one of them is a hospital vessel. and it looked really, really good. I think this is it here. Yeah, here's a variant of it. It's a smaller version, but look at it. It's basically the same ship. It's just smaller. I love the way it looks. So we're going to use that one. We're going to make ourselves lag, in other words. And then there's this one. So we're going to use both of these. So I'm going to move this one over. Just move it over. And I'm going to grab this one, move it over, rotate it around. We're going to have like a whole fleet of just boops. But you see what I mean? Like, that one is definitely smaller than this one, but it's like the same idea. It's just that somebody made it smaller. That's all they did, is they made it smaller. It's about the same size, but it is smaller. Visibly smaller. And then, to make this more interesting, what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my sub, and I'm going to put it behind them, and we'll fire everything up at one time. That way, we don't have to worry about anything other than my game destroying itself, because it's going to break. You guys are going to hear me turn on my computer, and it's just going to go... Like, hold on. I actually have a special button for my computer. Y'all are probably going to see this. Alright, so this is my computer. Now, I'm going to set it to performance, and y'all are going to hear it boot up. Listen to that sucker go to work. Immediately the RPM goes higher. Now, it does go higher the more lag that I have, so that'll be interesting. So, yeah. So, what we're gonna do, obviously, let me get rid of that. Oh, I don't want to take it back. I wanted to clear it. Dummy. I'm just a dummy. There we go. Alright, so this is going to probably cause a lot of lag over here at Terminal Spy Cakes, so be ready. Yep, it's already lagging, because normally I'd be spawned in already. Oh my god, I'm walking it. Oh. It'll clear up once we get moving, I think. Alright, so let's go get the submarine fired up first. This is the easiest one to fire up out of these ones. I might actually use someone else's submarine. Iron Chad made a submarine, and I really love the design on it. So I might use his. I don't know. We'll see. Could be wrong about the whole thing, by the way. Eins, los. Vier, los. Drei, los. Drei. Eins. Drei. I don't remember what 2 is. Forgive me. I actually do not remember what 2 is. So we're going to say that this is a quote-unquote convoy. And they have requested, we're gonna treat them like the USS Indianapolis. They have requested for escort, but they were denied escort. Look, coal. I'm gonna put coal in somebody's stockings tonight. Yeah, that's actually a vessel that I always love the story of it, because the story is always really interesting to hear. Alright, so that one's fired up. So now we have this one. I might be wrong. I think they're about the same size. It just looks like they're different. Now, I think what's causing so much lag is the fact that, add that bigger vessel over there, but I like having the bigger vessel because it's fun. Now, the one thing I can say that I really hope the creator of this adds, I want to see the ability to seal the watertight compartments without having to come down here and manually seal them, because that's going to cause a lot of issues with people, especially... Like, I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to make a multiplayer type of vessel. But in doing so, you're also causing a lot of pain because of the fact of how annoying it is to try and do anything. Alright, so we're going to go down the stairs. And we're going to put ourselves right here. And if I remember correctly, the crew-only thing is right here. Yes. I'm not bothering to turn on any lights right now until we get away from the docks, because until we do, the lag is going to kill everyone, including myself. So, yeah, my computer's working its butt off to keep this thing going right now. There we go. Alright, so we got one more boiler. I like the fact that this thing has, like, 3 boilers. It's rare to see a vessel with the boilers to the side like this. Alright, so all 4 vessels are ready to go. So, give the salute. And we're just going to go on ahead and let them set sail, because I don't think our ship is actually going to be able to do the sinking on all of these. Because I don't think that, it'd be nice to be able to pause the game, kind of like you can with, BeamNG, and get everybody started. Alright, well, as long as the ships are pretty slow, I think we'll be okay. I do like the fact that the creator of this vessel did make one of these vessels with the cooler propellers. I appreciate that. It was really nice to see somebody actually use. See, what it kind of looks like to me is this is what the ship looked like. Why is it not moving? Why are we not moving? They broke it. I broke it. I swear I broke it. Are we moving now? Nope. We're just stuck here. Okay, so they broke the physics on these propellers, I think, when they did the update, so that one's just stuck here. That would be a quick and easy fix, I think, but I don't know. I'm not an engineer, so that one's just going to be stuck there, I guess. I don't know why it's doing that, though. That was actually one of my favorite vessels. I've never seen a ship do that before, where it just sits there like that. That's crazy. Like, the propellers are turning. There's no anchor down. It's just sitting there. Like, everything is fired up on the ship, so it should be going, but it's not. So I don't know what's going on there. Alright, so there is a button that I have to click, or activate, whatever, that'll get this ship going, so we'll do that, okay? And then I also want to go on ahead and get the lifeboats on this one ready. But we're just going to go on ahead and put this thing at all ahead full while we're doing it. That way. And we're going to get the lights on too. Man, I can't believe that. That makes me mad. Because that boat was probably one of my favorite ones, and now it's broken for some reason. Maybe the creator can figure it out, because I sure can't. I'm not smart when it comes to that stuff. Why is there a helicopter just, like, standing up there? I don't know. Alright. Then we have this one over here. So, the only thing that I can say that I don't like about this particular vessel is the creator made it to where it's multiplayer friendly. So, they made it to where it only has 2 sets of lifeboats. But in doing so, it also makes it unrealistic because this thing should have way more lifeboats than that. And it has it on here. And I believe I could probably just, you know, yeet the lifeboat off. But, like, they don't work at all. Okay, so those boats I'm finding are very much faster. Look at that. They're just leaving me behind. Alright, well, let me go get the submarine. I'm just gonna, like, launch one of my side torpedoes at that thing, because that's just sad. It's not even worth the time. It's just sad, bro. Alright, well, let's get this going. And we'll just go on ahead and open this up so it's ready to go. I'm gonna chase them down. Obviously, we don't want to sit right next to them. We're going to go open the forward compartments so that they're flooding and getting ready to go. We have all of our torpedoes, so don't ask why we don't, because we do. This thing only comes with like 4 forward torpedoes, and then it comes with the 2 on the side, 1 on each side. So, like, it's not a very big submarine. It's not really built for, like, massive combat. I imagine this thing's probably like a coastal submarine, maybe. I'll be right back. Because if I'm being honest, I don't see it being anything else other than a coastal submarine, because, like, it's got enough guns that it feels like it should be a coastal submarine. Also, that's where they stored the torpedo that we're about to shoot at this other vessel. This is going to be like such a mean thing to do. But hey, he'll sink with dignity. He still got hit with a torpedo, you know? That's still sinking with dignity. It's a massive torpedo, by the way. And he was too close and the torpedo doesn't have time to turn. So the torpedo immediately locks onto the bigger vessel and starts going in that direction. Dude, that's crazy. Dude, the big vessel's gonna get hit. Alright, well, I'll have to delete that one since it's not working. And we'll just yeet all the torpedoes at the big vessel. I think that might be what I do, is just yeet all the torpedoes. Dude, they're not even ready. Oh my lord. You know, I know that that torpedo's heading for this ship here, so I'm just gonna go on ahead and grab it. Do you guys want to see me try and survive a mine hitting this thing? I could lay a mine and do a mine thing. That would be cool, right? I feel like you guys would really enjoy it, like a mine hitting this thing and trying to survive it. Yeah, I told you it was heading towards me. Oh, that's gonna take out my rudder too. Right for the no, that's the propeller. Oh, that's gonna ruin my day. So I now have no steering, right? Yep, no steering whatsoever. We're still moving though, so I guess the only thing I have to worry about is sealing that compartment off. Oh, well, I almost fell in the water. That's great. So that's basically the only thing I have to worry about is sealing that compartment off. Eins los. Ja, los. Right, los. Sieben, well, we all know Sieben means 7, so I don't know why I'm saying 7. Like, we don't have 7 torpedoes, sir. Actually, some of the later German submarines did actually have like 8 torpedo tubes in the front. I think it was it was like 6. I think 6 in the front, which is still a crazy amount when you think about it. All right, so boiler room. All right, so this is the one we probably need to seal. Nope, we're good. We don't need to seal it. We're completely fine. Surprisingly. And the lag just cleared up like crazy. Dear Lord. Alright. Fire the torpedoes. Alright, get them going. Well, there they go. I hope that wasn't both of them. Please tell me that wasn't both of them. Yep, pretty sure that was both of them. Alright, well, this thing sucks. We're gonna do this. Let's do something different. And what I mean by we're gonna do something different, we're gonna get rid of this. 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 Now, crap, that's the wrong button. Anyway, we get rid of this. Now, I have a lovely idea, but it's going to require a lot of discipline on my part because I love the boat that I'm going to bring out. But it is a pain in the rear end trying to get these stupid mines that this thing has to not explode in your face. So if I start swearing or saying ugly words, just mute me, please. Alright, so we want to swing this over slightly so that when the mines go out, we hit them. There we go. Okay, so let's test that. Obviously, we're not testing it, we're actually doing it, but you get what I'm saying, I hope. Alright, so there's the boats. So we're going to fire this one up first, get it ready to go. Because this one is going to take a while to fire up. Oh, not really. The other one is so much simpler, though, because like the way that it fires up is so much easier. It's basically just click, click, go, you know? Alright, so I gotta remember which direction I'm trying to head here, because I can't remember my own face sometimes. Through only... Alright, here we go. No lights again, by the way, because simple startup procedure. No need to, use anything crazy. Alright, so here we are. Get this going. Click that. And as you can see, it cranks up so much easier now because of the fact I don't have like 4 or 5 other vessels out there waiting on me. The torpedoes, for some reason, in the, don't ask me why. The torpedoes, for some reason, in the, I don't know what this button does, but I'm gonna click it. In that submarine, if you are not submerged, they do not work. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I could not tell you why. But they just do not work. They do not like me. I don't know why. They do not like me, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Shut up. Alright, so throttle, here we go. Alright, so we're going to take this sucker out. Obviously, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and deploy these at a decent pace. I'm not going to deploy these right now because of the fact if the ship hits them, I want it to sink in an open ocean area, so we'll come back and hit the vessel. So the way that these work, for those of you who are wondering, the way that they work is they'll hit the vessel, you'll hear like machine gun fire because they have like little machine guns, and then they'll detonate and it's like an explosion. Now, the one issue that I've had with these things is for some reason it deletes the lifeboats. I don't know why. I don't know if it's to save on lag or what, but it is something that it has been doing for as long as I can remember, since me and a friend of mine started using it. And it's just something that mines and torpedoes tend to do. When they impact and they're right underneath the lifeboat, the lifeboat disappears. It's even done it with the lifeboat that's on the back of this one. It's even done it with it. And I cannot for the life of me figure out why it does it. We haven't even tried to really figure it out, if I'm being honest. Because the fact that it's just something that keeps on happening, and at this point we've just given up on trying to figure out why. But, I think that this will be something that I think a lot of you guys are going to enjoy. Because the way that these work, let me slow the boat down. I'm going to slow this thing down to about 50. So that we're not yoinking ourselves. Alright, so I have to click that button, right? Now, I have to go out here, and this is where it gets tricky. So I have to go outside, I have to go over here. Now, this is where it always scares me. As you can see, that one looks like it's about to freaking yank itself off. So here we gotta activate this, and it'll throw it off. We gotta hope that it doesn't touch our boat so that we don't die. And then we activate the sea mines like so. And I think I honestly just found out, oh dear God, that was close. I think I honestly just found out how fast we're supposed to actually go in order to deploy the sea mines. That's actually a very nice little feature. So about 50% throttle. That's nice to know, actually. So as you can see, you deploy the sea mines, and they float. And when they touch the boat, I'll show you guys what they do once we get over there. Now I'm going to deploy these ones over here, because I do want to use them on the other boats as well. And the other boats I can spawn in. So I'm going to use those once that one sinks. Now, the one thing I can tell you about this particular vessel, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot, do not delete this, because it will delete the mines. The mines will delete as well. This is one of the things that we deal with sometimes. So sometimes the key on the thing is like in a really weird position. It's like here, I'm trying to find the key. So there's the key. Alright, so there's always a possibility that it will hit the ship, and that's always what bothers me. Alright, so that one's gone. I don't know where that one's at, so we'll get rid of this one. There we go. I have to actually, there it is. Yeah. So deploy that one. Uh-oh. See, sometimes that happens. So what you do is you just deploy that one too. And now they're both stuck. Okay, great. So now we have 2 stuck sea mines on our boat. That's lovely. That's not going to turn out horrible at all. Oh wait, I think they just deployed themselves, didn't they? Yep. Alright, so they are stuck together. That's going to be a double whammy if somebody hits that one. Boom! That's all you're going to hear is boom! And just to make things a little bit easier on myself, I'm going to deploy both of these. But as you can see, it is a little bit easier when you're not going at full speed. When we did it before, we did it at full speed, and I think that was what was really screwing us up, was the fact that we were doing it at full speed. I don't think you're actually supposed to do it at full speed, but we were doing it at full speed anyway. Because we were impatient scumbags, so. Oh! I know y'all saw that. Bro, that button went in, and it didn't explode. Thank God for that. That would have been very bad for me. And, yes, you actually have to click the whole sensor in order for it to work. So, I'm a little worried now that these are broken, because normally that would have set that off. So I'm a little worried now. Okay, so those are floating. Whoever designed this vessel, they were really trying to keep it compact, and I appreciate that because it is very multiplayer friendly. I appreciate the fact that this thing is multiplayer friendly. Like I said, me and a friend actually got a hold of this vessel, and we were playing with it, and we just grabbed ships and we would just watch them sink. It was the most fun I've had in a while with a ship, so. Now, once that one gets gone, I will full steam ahead on this, and let this thing kind of go on its merry way. Because we don't need it anymore. So as you can see, the mines are laid. My vessel over here is ready to go. So I only have to do one thing in the engine room that I forgot to do again. I keep forgetting to do this one thing in the engine room, and it aggravates the crap out of me that I always seem to forget it. Obviously, once we get a multiplayer thing going with it, I won't worry about it as much, because, like I said, we'll be doing it with multiplayer, so it won't be as annoying. Also, I want to go hook those lifeboats up before we do anything else, because it'll be cool. But, there is a possibility that if it explodes on these lifeboats, we won't even get to use them anyway, so. But here's the challenge, and I am challenging myself with this. The challenge is, once it hits, we have to try to either make it to the big island over there, which the big island is over here. We're going to try and beach it. So we're going to try and sail it, beach it, get the passengers off, or if we see that the ship is not going to make it, we have to stop and release these two lifeboats. Which either way, we have to deploy the lifeboats. That is a must. We have to deploy the lifeboats. So we have to keep the engine running long enough that Also, I need to go check on the boilers and make sure that they are cool with coal right now, because. Alright, what are we looking at? 68. Okay, so we started with a good bit, so let me just grab a buttload of coal and slap it in here. Load coal, load coal, load coal, load coal, load coal, load coal. I don't know, I'm just trying to make sure that we keep coal in the furnace. Alright, we'll load about 86 in all of them, I guess. I don't know. Okay. It'd be nice if we had an autocoller. Like, that's one thing I feel like this ship should get is an autocoller. But I get it, you know, they're trying to make it as realistic as possible, so, you know, obviously an autocolor wouldn't be realistic, but whatever. It would still make it fun, though. Alright, so we're ready to go, I think. So, let's go on ahead and get going. Because the lifeboats are hooked up. We're ready to go, so blow the whistle. All head full. There we go. And we're all head full. This is my new favorite vessel, by the way, simply because of how functional it is. I love the functionality of the lifeboats. I wish that they would make it to where all the lifeboats were functional, but I understand for lag purposes, either on their end or to make it multiplayer friendly, they decided not to. I would like to see a version of this ship where all the lifeboats are present, and maybe, possibly, maybe see an elongated version of it. Like, I'd like to see a longer version of this vessel, where it was bigger, or longer at least. Something kind of like, kind of looking a little like the Carpathia would be cool. I'd definitely download that. Even if they didn't name it the Carpathia, I would still download it because of how cool it would look. I could be wrong, but I think the Carpathia had a single screw. I don't remember if it was a single or a dual screw. I think it was a dual screw. I could be wrong. I know some of the early vessels had dual screws, though. Oh, look at that. They even have a crow's nest up there. Look at that. That's cool. A crow's nest with a bell, too. That's awesome. So you could get a dude up there. That'd be cool. We could do an iceberg thing. That'd be cool. Oh, no, there's an iceberg. There is a April Fool's thing that somebody built that's like an iceberg-looking thing, but it's a ship. And it's quite literally built to ram things. And I tested it, and it actually works. It does sink vessels, and it rams things. It's really funny. It was a funny little April Fool's event thing. Alright, so here we are. So we don't want to hit all of them, but if we have to, we will, you know? Because this is a big boat, so I want to try to avoid hitting all of them and maybe hit just one of them. But in my experience, normally, get that lucky. 1, 3, 4, 7, 6, I don't know. I'm still mad about not being able to go to Charleston today, though, so I might be a little spicy tonight in my live stream. Just saying. I mean, I'm gonna do the live stream tonight, but it'll be... I bought, like, a buttload, and it honestly makes me want to just go to Walmart and just buy another $50 gift card and just buy some more stuff, just out of spite of my mom, just because of the fact I know that she did that crap on purpose, it feels like. Alright, so here we are. There's the depth charge, or not depth charges, but you get what I'm saying. Alright, so we're going to accidentally, quote-unquote, hit one. Let's put ourselves in the path of one. There we go. Right about there'll work. Yeah. Alright, so watch what it does when it hits you. Alright, so that one's not going to hit, but that one will. That one actually might hit. We'll see. Okay, there it goes. Boom. You see what I mean? Now, as you can see, we just got hit. So, I think our lifeboat disintegrated, didn't it? Yep, the lifeboat both of the lifeboats disintegrated. Dadgummit, so much for that idea. Bro, that tells you right there that it is a very powerful annoyance, because like it broke both of them. Holy crap, we're already flooding here? Oh, that does not... Oh, no, that's not good. If we're already flooding here, that tells me that either the water is already in a place it does not need to be, or it got splashed up. There's a possibility it got splashed up. That's probably what happened, but... Right, we need to find where the water entered into so that we can seal the compartment. Okay, it's in the forward section. It's in the forward section. So no, we need to go over here. That's where we need to go. Yep, it's in here. Okay, so we need to seal this compartment here. Seal it. Just seal it and turn on the bilge pumps. Oh no, we hit another one! Luckily, it was in the same spot, so we're good. Why are we hitting so many? How many of these things are we hitting? Bro, one just hit us there. Do we have flooding in the boiler room? That's what I'm worried about. Or do we have flooding in the boiler room? No, so all the flooding is just sealed here. Okay, so we're good then. I'm not really worried. If the flooding is sealed in one area, then we can stand it. But I don't know, guys, because I'm gonna have to seal all the watertight compartments in order for this to work. Because as you can see, this thing is very quickly filling up with water. So I don't think the bilge pumps are really going to help here. And I don't even know where the bilge pumps are. Where are the bilge pumps button? Okay, there's the bilge pumps themselves. Okay, here's the button, I think. Yeah, activate bilge pumps. There we go. Okay, so we'll teleport in here so that we don't open the door. Alright, so we're gonna seal this watertight compartment while we're at it so that we don't have to worry about it. Wait, we really need to be on the other side of that, so we'll seal it on the other side. We're gonna seal all the watertight compartments. Alright, so... No, don't... Alright, so we'll take care of all the watertight compartments right now. We need to do that right now. Alright, so... We're just gonna activate the bilge pumps. We're gonna go back here and we're gonna seal all these compartments right now. We ain't got a choice, we got to. Because we are listing. It's not looking good. We don't have any lifeboats, and I'm pretty sure the bow is probably underwater by now. Come on! We hit so many of those things at one time, it was insane. Okay, so there we go with that, alright. I like the fact that they did add, like, the watertight compartment thing, though. Alright, so we're just gonna activate the bilge pumps so that if they do start flooding, it is ready to go. We're not evacuating the steam, though. The steam's gonna stay here. Dear Lord, by the time I get this door shut, we're going to be flooded. Bilge pumps are on in the boiler room, though, so we'll be good, I think. We are listing, though. Look at this. We are listing. Bad, too. Alright, so that door's shut. Perfect. Alright, so we will close this one. Alright, so... Just going ahead and close this one completely. How does those work? Does it like mash into them? Yeah, that's what it does. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, so that's closed now, so I need to go back upstairs and figure out what's going on with the ship, because we are listing bad. Like, it is bad right now. Look at this. I can barely walk up the stairs, guys. Oh, that's not good. When there's water... Oh, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Guys, I don't think we're afloat anymore. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I sealed all those compartments for nothing. Did it save anything? Bro, I honestly think that all the mines just exploded. Oh, that makes me mad. Y'all, oh man. Like, all of the mines exploded because of how close they were. So I'm going to have to rework that and release them a little bit less fast so that we don't blow up everything at one time. Because I think with one mine, we can do it. I know for a fact that with one mine, we can definitely do this. But with us having like 300 mines that we had slammed into us like we did, it really broke the vessel. I think we sunk because there was like so many of them that hit us at one time. I think that's what caused us to sink, is because of the fact that, like, even though I sealed the compartments, the biggest issue is when you seal those compartments, it's still not going to save you a lot of time. Alright, so here we are in the boiler room again. As you can see, in the boiler room again. So there's the lights. Turn those on. We're going to forget all about the fact that we have Okay, I think we're basically fired up now, so we'll let that thing fire up, and we're gonna go, and we're gonna be very careful with how we place those mines this time. Because, guys, I am very upset at myself that they exploded the way that they did. Like, had I placed them further apart, instead of being scared to death that they were gonna explode on me, I think I honestly would have had that working. So as I said before, we're going to just go on ahead and we're going to go for it. And what we'll do is we'll release the mines slowly. We'll go at like 0.5% throttle. We'll release the mines slowly and give them spacing, so that when we grab the vessel, we're not immediately getting murdered. Because that's what happened there, is the fact that so many of them hit at one time that it just blew the ship up. Anyway. Alright, so I think we are at an area where we can very calmly slow ourselves down. Yeah, about right there. We're just gonna tilt all these up. And we're just gonna go on ahead and release them one by one, like I said. And I think I'm gonna do it a little bit differently this time. Instead of releasing like one on each side, like all of them from one side, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it like this. Alright, so that one goes there, right? Hopefully it doesn't blow up anything, right? Then we'll do this one. Going there, right? Hopefully it doesn't blow up, right? Alright, so those are there. Alright, so that was close. A little too close, so we'll just kind of sail on. Keep sailing for a little while. Give it some distance. And then keep going. I want to give them a decent enough distance that they don't, you know, blow each other up. So then we'll do this one here. Nope. Well, nope, maybe. It's sliding. Yeah, it's good. Okay. And it immediately stopped. So that's not good. Oh, well. Oh, no, that's not good. Go, 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 go. Alright, that one's good. Yeah. That one will slide eventually, so I'm not too worried about it. I guess since that one's not wanting to go, though, we'll release this one. We're just a average everyday mine layer, it's fine. We're giving it spacing, more or less. Okay. Alright. There we go. Let that one out. And then since this one's so eager to get out there, since it's doing weird things over here. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Release that one. There we go. See, these are more spaced out, and it'll be less likely that the ship will hit all of them. And what I'll do, I think, is once I hit one, I'll turn away from it before I do anything. That way, I'm not hitting the entire minefield like I did earlier. You know, I'd love to see somebody make a submarine that does this. I'd honestly love to see that. That would be a really cool little thing to see in the game. Like a submarine that can do this. But I feel like that would call for a lot of hard work on somebody's part. One. Two, okay, I'll wait for this thing to get behind the vessel. Alright, and then we'll release this one. And then it'll push it. Now, obviously... Oh, no, that was what I was afraid of! And they all explode now. Great. Well, we got most of them off. See, that was what I was talking about. So, sometimes they'll explode on their own. So now this boat's going to sink, so we're just going to let it keep on going. We're just going to, you know... fast forward that sucker. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 of them out, so you know, whatever. I think we actually got 7 out, but you get what I'm saying. Alright, so let's hook up the lifeboats. And we'll go on ahead and get moving. You know, that I don't know why I'm even bothering with this, because as we saw earlier, me and lifeboats apparently don't like each other. When I hit a landmine. Yeah, I feel like that thing's more of a landmine than it is like a sea mine, because it like blows up everything around it. Also, I think after this, I'm gonna call it for the day. Just because, I do have other things that I need to do here. I did the thing again, didn't I? Where I forgot to do the thing? I sure did. Okay, well, let me get these lights on and I'll go deal with that. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Alright, there we go. Now it's manual. I have to admit, though, whoever made this vessel, they were thinking about a lot of stuff at one time. So, if I were, and I'll tell you guys this now, even if I was to hit the mines with the bow of the ship, by the time that they got to where they were needing to go, they'd probably end up hitting where that first cargo hold is. So, it's kind of a inconvenience, more or less, that I'm not playing with other people. Because I could really use for at least one other person to be down below so that they could run a lot quicker than I can, trying to run through the vessel all the way from the top, trying to get to the very bottom of the hull so that they can close the watertight compartments. Because what y'all guys don't understand is my fast acting, even though I am doing it as fast as I can, it's sometimes not enough to keep this ship afloat, because unfortunately the bilge pumps in this thing are, they're good, but they're not good enough to keep this thing afloat. Also, apparently this thing held cattle, so that's like a really cool feature. Also, I do not see any of the sea mines yet, so that's a little worrisome. They do take a little bit of time to spawn in, though. That's one thing I have noticed with this ship. Once I see them, I'll know where they're at. Matter of fact, I think I see them now. Yeah, I think I do, yeah. So the goal here is to only hit one of them, and then I'm going to try and steer away from the others. That's kind of the whole point of this, is to hit one and then run to the shore to try and survive. Now, technically, if I really wanted to, I could try and beach it at Terminal Spy Cakes. Where's the fun in that? You know, we gotta try and make it all the way out there. Now, if I were making long-form videos and stuff, instead of streaming, I would obviously take the time to actually put these sea mines out, you know, spread them out, put them in random places, or get multiplayer people to do it. And I kind of want to do that. One of the things I kind of want to do is I want to get somebody to put the sea mines in places I don't know where they're at. And then tell myself, okay, I can only steer like this, so that it would be more interesting. Because if I'm not careful and all, I could actually cause my ship to explode because of it. So, obviously, as you can see, it's not as spaced out as I thought it was. But it looks spaced out, at least. It's way better than it was, though. Alright, so here we go. This is take 2. Hopefully the ship doesn't immediately flounder like it did earlier. Like, I had just got all the watertight compartments sealed, too. That's what aggravates me. Like, I had just gotten done with all the hard work I had just put in. Alright, so let me... Uh-oh. Oh, that one's gonna explode. Alright, so let me turn away from the other ones. Right quick, and then we'll go and seal that compartment. Wait a second. Oh, that compartment's sealed. What am I talking about? I ain't even got nothing to worry about. Daggum. See, sometimes you have to pay attention to what you hit and what you don't. So, we're going to hit it again. This time we're going to try and hit it on the side instead of that weird section there. Because, like, that is sealed. Like, yeah, it's not going to flood over, so it's going to make it very boring for you guys. So, I'm going to hit another one, and I think that's the last one, so... We're going to hit it directly on the side, I think, on this one. Now, we are sinking, obviously, as you can see, it is flooding and all, but... Alright, yeah, this one will hit on the side, like I wanted, so... I'm going to go on ahead and go get the watertight compartments ready. Oh, no! Alright, let me just teleport down there. Right, where am I at? There I am. Okay, so here I am. Alright, so this is the watertight compartment area, so... There's no water yet, but... Oh, no, there it is. Alright, so... Activate bilge pumps, get the lights on. Alright, so to keep this from oh, no, both the areas are flooding. Okay. Torque crank. Torque crank. Oh, dear God. I can't do both of them. We'll just seal off the areas that are most important right now. Seal both of them, I hope. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we're gonna go through and try and seal as much of this area as we possibly can. Since I don't know how much water got in here, I'm gonna go activate the bilge pumps over here as well. And I'm gonna go start shutting the rear doors so that hopefully, everything will be okay. Now, I don't see why it wouldn't be okay, personally. Personally, I don't see where anything got damaged or anything, but just to be safe, all watertight compartments. One of the things that people don't understand is people see sometimes people won't shut all the watertight compartments, so only shut some of them. That is a mistake. Shut all of them. Because there is always going to be a leak somewhere that's going to cause some sort of sinking. Alright, so this door is now sealed. So, I'm going to activate bilge pumps here. And we're going to close this door. And we're also going to activate bilge pumps in here. Oh, no, that's the steam thing. We don't need the steam thing, we need to close the thing. Now, I'm hoping that we can navigate the ship to a safe haven. But I'm also hoping at the same time that when I get back up there, the whole boat isn't flooded. Because that's what happened to me earlier, as you guys might have noticed, is I got back up there only to find that my entire vessel had sunk while I was down below. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we are going to go back upstairs and we are going to hope and pray that when I open this door, there ain't water. Alright, so that's a good sign. That's always a good sign. But when you hear water, it's not a good sign. And I'm hearing water, so let's go see what the damage is forward. Holy crap, there's a lot of damage forward. Are we still moving? Bro, it must have broke something because we're not moving anymore. We're not moving at all anymore. Why'd we stop? Oh, that's why. The propellers are out of the water. Well, I'll stop, I guess, is in order. Since the, I gotta wait for the bilge pumps and see if the bilge pumps do their job. Because if the bilge pumps don't do their job, then there's nothing we can really... It took the lifeboats again, didn't it? Both of them, didn't it? No, it only took one of them this time. Thank God. Alright, so release the boat. Raise the boat. Right, and get that davit out. Get the other davit as well. I'm going to just swing this out so that it's ready, just in case. And we're going to lower it. Alright, there we go. So she's ready. Now, here's the issue. We're stuck because of the fact that the propellers are set in a way that once the ship gets hit in the front, it can't do anything. It looks to me like we are sinking. There is nothing we can do to stop it. No, because that... Oh, no. Yes, we are indeed sinking. And there is nothing we can do to stop that, is there? Nope. Nothing. So, we are going down by the head. So it is time to launch the distress flares. And there's also conveniently a tsunami that is hitting us. I hate tsunamis in this game because I honestly wish that was a button that you could click where it was just like, hey, don't turn this on. I don't want it to ever come on. Stop freaking doing it. Okay, so you can't even release this boat. Like, it doesn't even release. Look at that. That sucks. Okay. Well, as you can see by the bow, we are going down, so... I'm going to successfully launch this lifeboat, dang it. If I do one thing right today, I'm going to successfully launch this lifeboat. Alright, she's skidding against the thing, it's fine. Now, I could obviously do this with passengers, and it would be interesting. But, alright, so we are now in the water, so... we're just gonna detach those, because there's no need for them now. What are we gonna do? Just, like, friggin'... I don't know. Anyway, so the lifeboat is off. We're gonna swing the davits back in to keep them from grabbing the ship when it finally... or the lifeboat when it finally sinks. Let me go down below, see what the water level looks like, because it probably looks horrible right now. Oh yeah, that looks horrible. Yeah, that's not good. Oh no, that it's coming up quick. Let me go inside right quick. See, the one thing that I don't like that this person did is they made a lot of this area open, which I get, it, again, multiplayer friendly. But when you do stuff like that, it ends up causing this kind of issue where you can't really do a lot of this kind of stuff because even if you seal the watertight compartments, your ship is going to sink because of the fact that your watertight compartments are useless because of the fact you have no doors to keep everything sealed. So if I were to confront the person that made this, I would tell them to make a version of it that has all the doors and everything so that we can use it for this kind of stuff. Because this is a great ship. I think if you play it right, you can probably use it for this kind of stuff. Like, I honestly do believe that you could use it for this kind of stuff. But, you know, also, I don't feel like this is what a ship should be doing. The propellers are slowly still turning. It looks like, nope, one of them is not falling off, so we're good. Like the ship, if it wasn't for the fact that the bow went under like it did, the ship would have made it. Like if we would have got hit in the middle of the ship or something and would have been able to seal it, I think honestly the ship would have made it. But with it getting hit in the bow like it did, it really sunk really quickly. So I think what I'm gonna do is I want to try and get a few people together, get them to use this vessel, or get them to use it with me, get somebody to use my submarine that I like. And what we'll do is we'll grab a multiplayer server, and I'll fire this bad boy up. We'll get it moving and everything. And I'll see if I can position somebody in the boiler room, and their job will be to activate the bilge pumps, activate the watertight compartments and stuff, so that when that happens, yeah, and obviously, you know, as I said, this thing is built for multiplayer friendliness, because if it was not, it would have a lot more doors on it, and the lifeboats would work. So this thing is definitely built to be multiplayer friendly. Also, I kind of feel like the ship sinking is, like, very slow now. Oh, wow, those fall inwards? Oh, that's an interesting feature. So those fold in, basically, to let more water in. So I'm willing to bet that one probably does the same thing. Yeah, we are sinking, though. Look at that. Uh-oh. Okay, so that's an open area, so they got it made like the glass lets water in, too. So that's an interesting little feature. So that's going to flood that area pretty quick. Yeah, look at her. She's going completely vertical now because of that. That one room flooding like it is causing the ship to go completely vertical. That one room. So, at this point, I imagine that most likely the captain would have already had the lifeboats launched, because there was enough time for sure, you know, with a full crew and everything, the lifeboats would have been able to be loaded, swung out, everything. The ship would have been probably saved, probably, if it wouldn't have been for me being the only one operating it. But, a real captain would have already had the ship completely took care of, so to say. But unfortunately, the Quebec, which I'm assuming is in reference to Canada's Quebec, I'm telling you now, these are not base game ships. These are mods that you're going to have to download. But the cool thing is, Mr. Spherical, if one person has a mod in Stormworks, you don't have to have it. So, like, if I have this ship, you don't have to have it. That's one thing that they finally added for Brick Rigs as well, which is another game that I do mess with a little bit here and there. But, not very much. But, I mess with Stormworks more than I do anything else. But I can actually show you, there's like a buttload of, okay, that's War Thunder. We're not talking about that right now. There's a buttload of stuff you can get access to. These are like the weekly ones. Like you got the SS Washington. Got some of these. You got rescue ships and stuff. You got a Titanic lifeboat for no freaking reason, other than somebody wanted to make it, I'm assuming. All right, so sea rescue. Let's see if I can find the one I'm using right now. It's made by this person. Oh wow, no. Work in progress. I think I subscribed to that. Yeah, I did. Banana ports. Nice. I subscribed to all this guy's stuff. He just started not too long ago. I need to go. His stuff is really detailed, so, when did he get it? I don't know. How hard is it to download mods on... I don't really understand what you're saying. Like, there are sailing vessels. They added the sail update. You just have to download them. The way that you download them, I'll tell you this now. So let me find one that I might be interested in getting. Oh, here's one. Actually, looks really cool. I like that. So all I do is click subscribe. This item has added to your subscription. Some games will require for you to relaunch them before the item will be downloaded. So, in other words, oh, well, if you pirated Stormworks, then I don't know, bud, because Stormworks is way better if you just purchase it. I'll tell you that now. Many. I've never seen a reason to pirate anything off the internet. If I wanted to become a pirate, I would have been born in the Caribbean and said "yar" a lot. Yar. Well, it's funny. I don't have any of these. I don't think. I have them, but like, I don't know where they're at. This guy makes a lot of cool ones, though. Also, my game's playing in the background. What's going on back here? Oh, well, that's nice. Told you the thing would go completely vertical. I could honestly go and just look at this stuff like all day. Oh, that's just too cool looking. Sure, why not? I'll take it. Sea of Thieves ships? Dear Lord. You know, I have Sea of Thieves, and I played it like once or twice with a few friends, and the one thing that I can say that aggravates me about it is the fact that you'll have like a buttload of treasure. I was playing with a friend, And this, like, group of dudes just decided that it was a cool idea to chase us down now. Now, we had made it to the trading post and everything. They thought it was a good idea to chase us down and murder us for our treasure. And the bad thing is, I don't even think they took our treasure. I think they just murdered us. And then it's like, why bother? You know, if you're not even going to bother to take our treasure. And it honestly, it pissed me off more than it did my friend. Because, like, dude, you know, if you're not going to take my treasure, why are you murdering me? Like, you know, if you're pirating and killing me for my treasure, that's one thing. But if you're just killing me to kill me, why? Like, Yar, I want your treasure. That's pirate things. But, you know, Yar, I want to kill you. What the flip? You're not a pirate. You're a murderer. Pirates always had, like, a code that they ran by. And, you know, if they were going to fight other pirates, it would always be because of the booty that they had or whatever, you know? That would always be the reason that they would steal from other pirates. Which it wasn't actually that much, how do I say this? There isn't a lot of, like, records that show pirates fighting other pirates. It's normally, like, pirates fighting the British or pirates fighting the French. And stuff like that. Why did I get on the subject of pirates? I thought I had that. I just couldn't remember. I know I have those. I didn't download those, though, because... I don't mess with Sea of Thieves that much anymore because of that, so... And plus, none of my friends have really mentioned it. That's actually something I need to do right quick. There are 2 games that I need to look at. Alright, so...
Okay, guys.
So... What? Next in queue. Oh, okay, well... And then there's another one called... Motor Town. Alright, so that's $30 right there. So, now I normally give myself a $50 allowance, so I'm trying to think of, like, other games that I don't have that I want. Could always just get some random stuff for other games, but the problem is I don't really have anything I want. There's not really a lot of other games out there that I want to try. Like, I know Motor Town is one of them. Komoda's been playing a lot of other games that I've been wanting, though. You look him up right quick. You just go to his channel and look up his stuff. I'm gonna close the stream right quick, guys, so that I can look at this. So, grocery store simulator, hold on. Holy crap, I'm rolling in though, look at this. Yeah, so this has multiplayer, so if anybody wanted to play it with me, we could. And then... oof. How dare you? I already have brick rigs. I already have that. There's another game that he played recently that I haven't seen in a while that he played that I actually wanted to check out. Um, Also, let me know, and I might actually try and do a tear down. A lot of people have been telling me to get, but I ain't really wanted it, so I have kind of decided to not get it. Um, there was a game that he played way the other day. Under the Sand. That was what it was called. Under the Sand. That one. That's $20. Gum. You my cart. Oh well, I don't care. I'm getting all four of those. And then you guys can choose which ones. Now I know for a fact Motortown has multiplayer now. Repo, of course, has multiplayer, and then Grocery Store Simulator has it as well. So if anybody ever wanted to play those games with me, y'all could. But anyway, yeah, I don't think my ship's ever going to sink, so let me just go on ahead. I'm going to save this because it was funny. Just gonna call it funny. There we go. And I think oh wow, look, heli chopper. Anyway, I will do a sinking ship survival thing eventually with some multiplayer people. Not tonight, because tonight I've already had it planned that we were gonna do a Stormworks stream, or not Stormworks, but War Thunder stream tonight. So anyway, how long have I been streaming now? 3 hours. All right, so I wanted to make another announcement, and I don't want you guys to think of me any differently for doing it. Um, in celebration of the fact that it's been finally officialized. We will be getting a Zootopia trailer in June, I do believe. Um, which is like 2 months away, and then we'll be getting the Zootopia movie itself a few months after that. I asked the guys about a new wallpaper for my computer until it came out, and then after the movie itself came out, I would change it back. A lot of the guys said that they wouldn't care, they would not mind, so um, I'm going to do this right here, right now, because I want you guys to know that it's nothing weird. It's in celebration of the Zootopia movie, so this is going to be the new background for a while. I'm not going to keep this thing here for a while. I want to find a better background. Matter of fact, I might be able to find one, but I'll work on it later. So until I can find a better background, this is going to stay my background for a while until the Zootopia movie comes back. Once the Zootopia movie is gone, I will go back obviously to my backgrounds, and it'll go back to my wolf wallpapers again. Because City Wolf Gaming. But anyway, I just wanted to make that announcement that is going to be something that I am doing now. So, oh, I hate when it starts doing that. I hate when it starts doing that. pull it up. Thank you. All right. So anyway, I hope everybody has a lovely day, and remember,